your first time being introduced to me, what up though? I'm Jamelia R, PR coach and strategist. My zone of genius is working with goal-driven business owners who want to build their brand awareness. They're looking to position themselves as experts. They want more people to know their name, not because they want to be famous, but because they're looking for their target audience to have customers, to have investors, to have those things that we as business owners, especially within the service-based industry, those of us who really have something great to give, those are the people who I work with, and those are the people who this series is for. If you find yourself to be an expert, you find yourself to be a professional, and you want to start telling your story, and you want to start standing on stages, connecting with bigger audiences, and better yet, making an impact, really making an impact with your business and with your brand story, then this hashtag Expert Influence series is for you. All right, so, all right, here's the topic, y'all. Let me give y'all an official title too. Let me give you what the title that I came up with in case you like to take notes. How to make them like you. Emotions are stopping your money and your success. That title is How to Get Them to Like You. Your emotions are stopping your money and success. Now, I wanted to talk about that because over this past week, I have, if you follow me on Instagram where I'm the most active, then you'll know that this week I kind of got on a little tangent because of all of these like things I was seeing in my timeline or things that other people were speaking about when it comes to how you're positioning yourself in business. And one of the things that I came across this week, and let me look at my notes and be sure that I'm quoting it right. It was a quote that I saw people, I wrote it in my notes somewhere, a quote that I saw people going to this week. Okay, it was, emotions have no place in business. Like, how often do we hear that? Like, how often do we hear, you all in your feelings. You in your feelings more than Drake. You ain't making no money because you too emotional about it. You're not making, good morning, you guys. You're not making, or having the success you want to see because you're caught up in your feelings. I catch flights, I don't catch feelings. Like stupid quotes like that, right? And I wanted to address it this week because some of those same feelings, those same emotions that you're having are what's stopping you from securing your bag. It's what's keeping you in the shadows when you really have a business to promote. Like, we're so caught up on spending more energy in hiding our feelings instead of showcasing, what makes us valuable, what makes us worthy of what it is that we can transform into other people's lives. Like, for instance, let's say that you're in the service industry and you're a chiropractor. Lord knows I love me a good chiropractor who can crack my back, who will spread my muscles away from my spinal cord. That's a service. But if you are here like, I don't want no new friends. No new friends, no new feelings. I'm heartless. How are you really gonna be the best service provider that you can be? Because you ain't looking for no new friends. That means if you're the chiropractor, you're not even really going to listen to my problems because you're not good at that, because that might come with some emotions. That might have some kind of attachment to it. So if that's the case and you like, no new friends, I don't put emotions in my business, then that means when I come to you with my issues that you can solve. When I come to you and I'm like, my back is hurting. I've been dealing with this pain. What's the best way that you can help me? You can't help me because you don't do emotions. You don't do feelings. So that is why I titled today, How to Make Them Like You. And we started with that portion of how to make them like you because a lot of y'all are out here not being liked because you're so caught up in, I don't want people to know how I feel. I don't want people to know my story. No new friends. How many times am I crazy? Have y'all seen that this week? People are like, no, you can't have emotions in business. But at the same time, if you're a service-based industry, especially if, your target market is women, we're emotional. We want to talk about our feelings. Like, am I right? Like, my husband will be like, girl. Because I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, if something bothers me, I'm going to say it. So I feel that whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in business and you're a business owner, you're trying to position yourself as an expert, but you're not showcasing emotions. You're not telling your story. You're not talking about your highs, your lows, because you're just like, they don't need to know that. All they need to know is that I'm the best accountant. So that's what your marketing speaks to. And when your marketing speaks to that, it falls flat because people are like, okay, you're an accountant. That's cool. There are tons of other accountants to choose from. So you're an accountant, she an accountant, he an accountant, she an accountant, he an accountant, she an accountant, he an accountant. I know your title. I understand that you do numbers. I'll try to remember you amongst this sea of people, amongst this crowded industry. The next time I need some taxes, I'll try to remember you because you're an accountant and you ain't got no feelings. You ain't trying to get no new friends, but you got a skill set, but you're an expert. So, we're about to talk about it today. Are y'all ready? That was like just the warm-up. That was just the warm-up. Desiree, that was just the warm-up. Girl, I'm ready for this victory lap. Like, I was just stretching right there. But I really wanted to dive into this because I know that there's this huge misconception about how you share your story, where you share your story, how you promote your business, especially if you're in the service-based industry, how you do that positioning, right? Because people are going to tell you, like, you know, you being too emotional, you too in your feelings, especially people who are teaching you to pitch. And that's a huge part of my industry, right? When it comes to public relations, a huge part is pitching. So people are like, you know, you got to take your emotions out of it. You got to go out there and you got to secure the bag. Like all of this aggression. You're like, damn, though. Okay, so if you're just jumping in, hey y'all, hey, I'm here live. I'm sorry, that like cracked me up. Sometimes like I just like crack myself up. It'll throw me off a little bit. If you're not laughing and you're not having a good time, then this probably is not the live stream for you. Cause like while I love to drop gems, give knowledge, teach you guys, have conversations, help you out in any way that I can, I really do like to have a good time. I really do. Like, I'm going to tell jokes. Y'all can type in some jokes. Y'all got some ha-ha he-he's for me? Go ahead. Type them in the comments. I love to laugh. Okay, so if you're just now being introduced to me, though, you just now are like, who is this girl? She got this bun on her head, but she usually had this big afro. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, boy. That's me. I'm Jamelia R., PR coach and strategist. I have 13 years of experience in PR marketing and events. My zone of genius is coaching goal-driven business owners who want to tell better stories about their products and services by leveraging their personal brand. If you're stuck trying to get more people to pay attention to your business, or if you want to be seen as an expert by media outlets and potential customers, then I'm your girl. So we're live here every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Currently, we're in the Expert Influence series. In this series, we're talking about the things that help you position yourself as an expert. The things that's going to help you grow your influence. Okay, so back to the topic, today's topic. How to make them like you. Your emotions are stopping your money and your success. Okay, is it? Thank y'all. Like, I did the least today. Like, all y'all like, oh, you showing up cute. I'm like, I did the least today. I think sometimes, like, real life, less is more. And today was definitely like, throw some lotion on, throw on some bronzer, line your eyes, and just look awake. Like, I've had the busiest week, y'all. Like, no lie, that's why, like, I would have spurts on social media where I'm, like, talking to y'all, and then, like, I would just ghost. So this week has been absolutely crazy because I have really been working towards a goal. Like, to me, it's still the start of 2019. And I got a lot of ambitious goals. That's why I work with other ambitious business owners. So I've been like really hitting the pavement, and I've been making some very, very quick wins and like really just changing up some stuff. I'm going to talk about that later. But right now, we about to talk about you and all your feelings. We're going to talk about you and all these emotions, and we're going to come back to me later. I got forever to tell my story, right? So, and that's, let me pause that so that y'all could pick that up in case you missed it. We have forever to tell our story. Like, I think sometimes we rush into all of these things where we're like, I've got to go on this live stream and I've got to tell everybody about my whole life story, and it's overwhelming. You still here tomorrow, God willing. If you wake up on this side of the earth, you got time. So let's not rush into that's. If you have not seen my series Dripping Excellence, if you think about how a water faucet drips, it's constantly dripping water. You need to drip your excellence like that. So if you are an expert, you're really good at something, you got a talent, you got to drip that information to people so that you can build community and so they can better understand your brand messaging. So I don't tell all my story in one live stream. Okay? All right. Back to this. I just needed to say that because I know that when it comes to like PR for your business, people are like, oh, that's overwhelming. And that's why you have those overwhelming feelings, because nobody has taught you the drip. Gotta drip. Okay, so back to y'all and all these emotions. Back to us and all of these. Girl, I ain't got no feelings. I don't got feelings. I catch flights. I don't have emotions. I just want exchanges. Like, that shit is silly. You're a business owner, especially a service providing business owners. I provide a service. I help you tell your story and connect to media. I don't have some tangible thing that I can give you and say, you know, this is my product, blah, blah. I got to tell you about me. And I have to put that together, because if I don't tell you about me and the entirety of what I've been through, the success I've helped my clients with, how I've learned to tell my story, how I've helped others tell their story, how they've landed in top media, you know, how I was a writer for Soul Train and Forbes, like all of these things over these years, these are the things that I have to be sharing. And a lot of it is emotional. Like, even, and I'm kind of going off subject, I'm all off of these notes. We just gonna have a conversation today. But when we're talking about my life, like when I talk about Soul Train and how I was a journalist for them for years, you also gonna hear some hurt feelings. I loved working for Soul Train. When they got bought out, they fired us all immediately. They was like, yo, send your last invoice, ain't no time, have it by Friday, you're fired. We didn't see it coming. So in that, in that alone, like, you gotta have some emotions. Like, when I tell that story, y'all see like the angst in it, right? There has to be emotion. So people that are telling you there's no place for emotions in your business, they a lie. They are a lie, especially if you are out here as a solopreneur or a small business owner. You got a small staff. People really need to connect with you and know your story, know your background. Nah, you better throw some emotions in that thing. You better start letting people know how you feel, how you think, the process that you've gone through. There's reasons for that. Here's the difference. People will tell you you don't have to do all that. And it's true. So let me break that myth up and that misconception too. I'm off notes right now, okay? But when people tell you you don't have to tell your story, you don't have to be out here doing the most, that's very true. You do not have to. But here's the thing about growing a business. Either you have time or you have money. The people who are telling you you don't have to do that, and there's coaches that I follow that have that. That they teach, and I believe them. The thing is, the money that they spending on ads, I ain't got. Like, the people who you see as influencers that are like, yes, I broke bank, I already made $1 million this year. I already told y'all I'm starting my year off, right? But they like, I already made my meal. We are at the end of February. I made a meal already. I made a milli. Or they're like, you know, I already hit them hundreds of thousands. What they're not telling you is they didn't have the time to tell their story, build up their story like we're doing now. But what they had was money. So they running ads, they're doing special promotions, they have copywriters, graphic designers on their team helping them. And that does make a difference. So like I said, you got time or you got the money. So if you're able to run an ad and your budget is $1,000 a day, you just got to tell your story real good one time. Real good one time. Run that ad. Lots of money behind it, because I know a lot of us watching are still thinking that Facebook ads cost $10. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the market, or if y'all not running ads. $10 a day ain't gonna get you a lot. It's gonna boost your awareness, but you're trying to make those conversions. You're trying to be on somebody's timeline every time they scrolling. The person who made the million already, I admire her greatly because she's a great teacher. Like, she's influential. But at the same time, she's already told you, I spend $5,000 a day. What y'all bank accounts looking like? We still in our emotions? We still in our feelings? Are we like, well, $5,000 a day. You got time or you got money? So I'm talking to the people who are like, I got a little bit of money, but I got more time than I got money. All right, let's have this conversation and let's talk about you, your emotions, your money, and your success. Okay, I'm going to get back on track. Let's get in these notes. Let's get in these notes, you guys. Okay, so when it comes to you and your emotions and your money and how you're building your personal brand, you're welcome. How you're building your personal brand and what it is when it comes to promoting your business. So we've been taught that there's no place for emotions in business, right? And one of the biggest barriers about that is when you have not shown emotion, you have not shown growth, you have not given your story, you have not talked about the realness of your story, there's always going to be a fear of oversharing or undersharing. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have dealt with that, but you're like, ooh, you know what? Something happened in my business. I don't know if I'm going to talk about it. Something happened with this product development. Like, I made this amazing thing, or I had this moment of clarity. But if I say that, that's going to be oversharing. Or you're like, you know what? I just want people to know that I'm an accountant. So my promotion for my business is, I'm your accountant. Here's my success stories, and here's the people who I did accounting for. And that's all there is to it. It's really surface. It's really one level and buttoned up. Think about who you're attracting with that type of messaging. You're attracting people who are like, I just need this service done. I may or may not come back to you because there's no feelings of loyalty. If you do like an absolutely phenomenal job, your pricing is right, then I'll come back. But if not, I ain't really worried about it. Like, think about right now, we're heading into tax season, right? Think about how H&R Block has positioned themselves. You can go to any branch that you want to. It's not a certain person that you need to work with. It's just, and they're a huge corporation, y'all. So take that in mind too. Don't be like, I'm going to position myself like that when you ain't got the money. We already talked time and money. So H&R positions themselves like, go to any location. You want this one, you want that one, you moved out of state, we got one there too. So with that, there is no emotional connection between it. It's just there is this service that somebody can provide and anybody can provide it. So that accountant that I work with, I don't have loyalty to her. I don't got to show up in her books next year because I could go to any H&R Block. What I need her for? I could go to anyone that I want to. So why am I tripping off of just going to her? Like, she was nice, that's cool, but I'm gonna go to somebody else this year. Like, the one up the street is actually closer, and I could walk to that one versus driving 3 miles to hers. So I'm gonna just rock with that H&R Block. I ain't really got the loyalty there. But how does a accountant that's not working for H&R Block promote themselves? One thing that they're going to need to do Is show what makes them different. Is your process different? The products you offer different? Is your story different? Did you go to a better school? Did you learn something because you hit a tax penalty yourself? Did you help save somebody from a tax penalty? Did you take somebody out of jail because they thought it was wrong but you got it right? Like, what is it about your story? And how are you emotionally connecting to people with your story that's going to really make them be like, yes, loyalty to that accountant, and that's the person who matters to me, and that's who I'm spending my money with time and time again. Whenever I got an issue, we're in, the end of going towards the end of first quarter, that's gonna be the person who I call when I'm like, yo, how much money do I owe this quarter? So what's setting you apart? You see, I think that the biggest difference, and I'm gonna just jump ahead on these notes, like forget the notes, like I've said that already. I kind of went off notes a long time ago, so let's just freestyle this thing. When we're thinking about how we're promoting ourselves as business owners, sometimes we think that it's a lot about math, right? I don't know how many of you guys have gone to college and they teach you certain formulas. Like in math, 2 + 2 is always going to be 4, right? That's not what PR is. That's not what promoting your business is. That's not what telling your story is. That's not what moving to the next level in business. Like if we're talking about leveling up, we're talking about how to secure the bag. We're talking about really positioning ourselves as an expert so that people know that the thing that we do is the thing that we do and we do it well. So when we're talking about that, is it always going to be the same? No. And the reason is because PR ain't math. Public relations is not math, it's chemistry. Now, how many of y'all have taken chemistry at one point or another? You know when you're making a chemical compound, y'all, I started out as a med student, okay? My undergrad was in pre-med. And then I went to be medical technology. So I know a lot about chemistry. Organic chemistry 3. But in that, when you're making a chemical compound, right? If you put a drop too much or a drop too little, it's going to change the whole composition of that thing, right? So if you're making H2O, you got hydrogen and you got oxygen. You're going to have 2 hydrogens, you're going to have 1 oxygen, right? I know, let me nerd out for a little bit because I got to show y'all, like, girl is... Okay, you got 2 hydrogens, you got 1 oxygen, right? That's the chemical compound for water. But what happens if you add 1 more drop? So if you got 2 hydrogens and 2 oxygens, you have peroxide. Totally different from water. You can't drink peroxide. So when I say that PR is chemistry, it's because you have to work at each element in your story. You got to know how much you drip here, how much you drip there to make it work for your audience. If your target audience is out there looking for you, there's certain things that you need to be talking about. There's certain things that people want to hear from you. There's certain things that you need to share more about and things you need to share little about. But if you're out here and you're like, okay, well, I don't really know how to promote my business. I don't really know how to promote my brand, but you're only going off your own wisdom, that alone is stopping you from your money and your success when it comes to promoting your business. I did not learn chemistry on my own. I went to school for it. So if we're talking about how we level up for our business, it's in the hiring of coaches. It's in the working with professionals who can provide the thing that I don't so that I can strengthen my business. It's Black History Month. We can't do anything alone. Like we know that from the Underground Railroad. You can't just sneak around into uncharted territories and know where you're going. That's why they had a map of houses to lead them, to guide them, to help them have nourishment at certain points, to help them, have a moment to rest and to heal and to be in a safe place where, they could just chill because they still have more in the journey. That's what your coaches are. That's what your professionals that you work with are. That's what your expert influence does. It gives people solstice when they need it along the way in their journey. Okay, I'm all off notes. I don't even know where I am right How y'all doing? If this is your first time being introduced to me, what up though? I'm Jamelia R., PR coach and strategist. I have over 13 years of experience in PR marketing and events. My zone of genius is coaching goal-driven business owners who want to communicate their personal brand by telling better stories about their products and about their services. So if you're stuck trying to get people to pay attention to your business, or you want to be seen as the go-to expert by media outlets, I'm your girl. Okay, we're here live, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. Right now we're in the hashtag expert influence series. You can follow that hashtag. So if you're like, everything Jamelia has been saying is true, everything that this girl been talking about is real, everything she's been talking about, I really want to make sure that I'm doing this right for my business. I really want to be sure that in the future, when it comes time for me to tell my story, when I am going into a launch, when I am looking to promote my business, when I'm looking to have more opportunities in front of me, when I need to pitch myself, that's the girl I want to talk to. I want to talk to you now. Can you take a call with me? Go to befriendyourbrand.com. On befriendyourbrand.com, you can book a mini strategy session with me. And during that time, we're going to talk about what's going good in your business and any gaps or potholes that you may be experiencing. So the thing is, when you get on a call with me, if you see how we're talking now, that's all it is. It's a conversation. I know a lot of y'all don't want to get on calls because you're like, they trying to sell me. I'm not trying to sell you if you're not the right person for me to work with. I'm more choosy than you. I know who my target audience is. So when you get on the phone with me, just know it's an opportunity for us to have a conversation about what's working good for you, what's not. I need to know if you're even coachable. So don't think you're getting on a call with me just for me to sell. Like, I'm getting on this call with you for you to gain an understanding of what may need to happen for you to take your business to the next level. Like we talked about the math and the chemistry of when it comes to business, of what it takes to promote yourself, of what it takes as an expert to tell your story. So this is your opportunity. Befriendyourbrand.com, book a call with me, and we'll see if I have a solution for you or if I know somebody else who does. That's what we talk about on the phone. Just like we're talking about now, all of the many ways and the misconceptions of PR for your business. What we're going to talk about on this call is what are the things that's going to help you level up. Like you said, 2019 was your year. Okay, tell me how you're going to make it your year. And let's see if we weave your storytelling abilities into that. What is it going to do for your business and what does that look like on the other side? I know a lot of us, like I said earlier, I work with ambitious business owners, but we really are ambitious to a fault. We're so ambitious that we think we have it all figured out sometimes, or we're so ambitious we're afraid to ask for help. So that's why I say get on this mini strategy call. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm not even trying to tell you. I want to hear about your story and maybe what we can do in making sure that your story is told and you're translating your value when you tell your story. You're translating your value when you're on social media. You're translating your value when you're on live streams by telling your story. Okay, let's jump back into the topic. Let me go to the comments real quick, y'all. I'm sorry. I see the comments been going. I am trying to stay on time. Y'all know Instagram kicks me off after an hour. And y'all know I will talk. Okay, let me see. Most popular sentence starter. I feel, girl. Yes. I feel. How many of us have been like, you know what? I feel like that transaction was not what it should have been. But when you get to that emotional part, that's when you understand how to sell your services and your products better. Because you've gotten a better understanding of yourself. Or maybe you've gotten a better understanding of your target audience. Very right. Let me settle in. Yes, settle in. Hey, Claude. Thank you. You're learning. Wow. Appreciate the realness. Thank you. Emotions and incentives. Yes. What makes you different? PR is I'm telling y'all, PR is chemistry. It ain't math. Dropping these gems is where you're at. Hey. She is worth the time and the investment. Yes, she knows, and she isn't going to try and convince you. She's seeking to see if you are the best client who will do what is required to get to the next level. Yes, to get to the next level. Like, I know that a lot of people get intimidated by, like, I don't know if I want to book a call because they're going to be trying to sell me and I ain't got no money. Okay. Like, if you know you don't have the investment available, one, you shouldn't get on the call anyway. You wasting both our time. But then if you may have the investment, then you're like, okay, I want to see if this is the right person to work with. Then absolutely. Like, we need to see if we vibe. Like, that's the best way to learn. And I've shared this in my Instagram post. You follow me on Instagram, you'll see I have listed all of the coaches that I have worked with. I've been working with a coach since 2011. I have always had a coach in my life who's a level or 2 or 5 or 10 above me, because I need to know what they know. I need them to impart their knowledge. A lot of things that I learned in undergrad, in grad school, they aren't the things that I need to apply to my business. So I needed to find business owners who already knew the game, who could teach me the game, could teach me the rules. We talked about last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we talked about you and your dribbling and your traveling, but I needed somebody to teach me how to move up and down the court flawlessly. So I've already listed my coaches for y'all. Hey, that's that. Okay, let's jump back in. Today's topic. I've been way off. How to make them like you. Emotions are stopping your money and your success. Now, we talked about how, people tell you in business, emotions have no place in business. And I told you they was all kinds of wrong, right? And then we talked about how, having a PR strategy and actually understanding what PR does for your business is really awesome, because it helps you get over those fears. It helps you share a better story, and it helps you really pull in and build connections with your target audience. That's why I said PR is chemistry, not math. You have to know the compound and build chemistry with people. There has to be that connection. And in that connection, that is emotions. Okay. Since I kind of jumped all over and kicked up my notes, and then the computer decided to turn off, I'm not even going to talk about that today. But what we are going to talk about is let's talk about the psychology of actually talking to your target audience. Now, that's a huge thing, right? One thing that I noticed this week, I got a DM, and in the DM it said, oh my gosh, in your last live stream, I was so connected and I cracked up because you said pocketbook, right? I think that the thing that I was talking about was from last week's live stream. In last week's live stream, I said, what are the things that you're going to say that's going to make somebody get up and go across the room to get their pocketbook? And if you actually think about the words and the emotions that come with the words that you use when you're talking, that come with how you translate your story, there are certain things in your words, there are certain things in your story that's going to trigger a memory, that's going to trigger a feeling. We're again talking about emotions. That's going to make somebody want to do business with you, right? So when I said the word pocketbook, I already know who I'm talking to. Y'all, I know my target audience. I knew who I was talking to. When you use words like that, there are certain people who are going to be like, huh? What you say? Because they understand what it is that you're trying to translate. They understand how you're communicating your personal brand. How many of y'all have mothers, grandmothers, aunts, great aunts, whatever, who's from the South? I do. All my family is from Oviedo, Florida. You follow Alabama, like country girl, okay? Like, I love overalls and going into the garden. But at the same time, I know that there are certain people, when I use words or when I use phrases or when I talk about certain situations or circumstances or some throwback content, they're like, huh? You have to know your audience. You have to know who you're talking to. And that's why I say it is about emotion. There has to be emotion used in your business and in your marketing when you're talking to folks. Because they want to know, are you the real deal for real? And when we're talking about things on a, do I have a chemistry with that person? Are they going to like me? How do I get people to like me? You have to be able to speak their language. You have to be able to talk the talk that's going to interest them, or that's going to help them understand that they even have a problem. Because there's a lot of us service providers out here who are like, I do taxes. And you haven't let somebody know that there's a problem when you aren't doing your accounting, biannually or quarterly. They don't even know that it's a problem. Because everything about you has been so surface based. They didn't get to tap into your emotions, so they don't really know that they have a problem that you can solve. They don't really know that you're the solution that they've been looking for, because you just like, I do taxes. You haven't let them know all of these things. You haven't let them know that they do have a problem and that you're the one who solves that problem. Like, you haven't taken them on that journey. So often we hear all of these things about sales funnels. You got to have a sales funnel. You got to do a launch, and in your launch, you got to collect emails. When you collect emails, you got to send them emails. You got to live stream. You got to run ads. Like, there's all of this stuff that makes you have to have conversations with your audience. But the real damn problem is you don't know what to say, homie. You don't know how to use all of that content to drip your excellence, to tell your story about the things that have made you the expert that you are today. The things that can help you create influence in the marketplace. The things that will lead you to being number one in your industry. So, that's all I really want to say about the psychology of sales. I have that as a note, but I needed to give you guys that. Like, a lot of times people will partner with me. They want to work with me during times when they're about to launch a business, or they're about to launch a product, or, they're working on overall having a better pitch or sales presentation, or, they want to be better on stages. They want to tell their story. They want to showcase who they are. They're like, Jamelia, you are a journalist. You've been a journalist for years. You've worked in PR for years. You had a whole business that was successful when it came to promotion for an event that never had under 50 people in attendance every single month. That's the person I want to invest in. And just like all of that, you have to be able to figure out the pieces in your story that people need to hear, people need to see and know about, that's going to make you that influential expert. Okay, I know I'm running out of time, y'all. I'm running out of time. And I done slashed these notes today. Let me be sure that I'm pulling out all of the most important parts for y'all, because we got off a little bit today, but I really think that just having this authentic conversation with you guys was more valuable than me sticking to every single talking point that I had. Like, there's a lot of things that I know and I want to share with you guys, whether you do business with me or not, whether you book that call or not. But if you work with me or somebody cheaper, I don't even care. I just want to be sure that you're not out here looking like an ass. Like, I don't want you out here, saying, well, emotions have no place in my business, and you're real surface level, and you're missing out on opportunities because you haven't taken the opportunity to really share your story, to really craft your brand messaging so that you're attracting the right people. Now, here's the biggest misconception when it comes to PR for your business, when it comes to publicity. And I have to kill this for people who say, I need a publicist. I was a publicist for years. But what I need you guys to know, I'm going to say this without being funny because it's of huge magnitude and it's very serious. But when we think about sharing our story, when we think about publicity, a lot of people attach PR and publicity to being famous, right? You think if I get publicity, I'm going to be famous. I don't know about y'all. I ain't trying to be famous. I want to be wealthy, but I don't want to be famous. And so the people who I work with, they understand that concept. And it's not about PR to get famous. It's about PR to attract the right people. It's about publicity to get you customers. Like, the students that I work with, they aren't looking for fame. They're looking to attract their target audience. They're looking to speak to the right investors. They don't just want to get in Forbes for the hell of it. Those aren't the people who I do best with. Those aren't the people who I want to work with. I want to work with people who have like serious goals for their business. You know, like I want to have a full conference. You know, I want butts in seats. I want to be sure that people have a clearer understanding of how I operate and how I move in my business and the services that I offer. Not people who are just like, I want to be on a podcast because that's going to be cool. Like, that is a vanity metric. If you are just using media to be like, I've done that, or you just want to have on your website that as featured as, like everybody has that on their website. And if you're like, well, that's how I'm going to use media. I mean, you know, go find you a publicist. That's not who I work with, but at the same damn time, what I do know about publicity and PR for your business is when you know how to like really find that sweet spot, when you have that good chemistry and you know how to talk to your audience, those publicity opportunities are maximized. And that's why PR matters for your business. Okay, so that misconception is publicity is going to make me famous. I don't really even want to, you know, be seen or the face of my business. What I really want is to attract my target audience. That's the kind of PR that I do for experts, for influencers, for business professionals who want to be known as the go-to expert in their industry. That's who I'm working with. So, okay, you guys, let me do like a quick wrap up of today. Let me grab these Facebook comments because I feel like I've been neglecting y'all. I'm sorry. I can't scroll up on these comments. I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but I can't scroll up on the comments. I only see the latest one. Hey, Dallas. Hey, Dupria, I see you too, but I can't. Anybody who commented above her, I can't see that. Hey, Quinn. And then the rest I can't see. I'm sorry. I don't know. Facebook doesn't always allow me to see my comments when I'm live. So I just jump in the comments later. But hey, IG. Okay, so if you are just jumping in, we're in the hashtag Expert Influence series. It's live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is your first time being introduced to me. What up, though? I'm Jamelia R., PR coach and strategist. I have over 13 years of experience in PR, marketing, and events. I am your go-to person when you're looking to get more eyeballs on your business. So those business professionals, those experts out there who are looking to build your influence, this is the series for you. Follow the hashtag Expert Influence. And also, I'm telling you guys, if this is something that you've been struggling with, go ahead, book a call with me. Go to befriendyourbrand.com. Let's talk about it. I've already told you guys what that experience is like. If you're just jumping in and you're like, what's it like to get on the phone with Jamelia? Just rewind this in the replay. All right, so back to it. Overall, when people are telling you like, there's no place for emotions in business, you know, get out of your feelings. They're telling you the wrong thing. If you are a small business owner, you're an entrepreneur, there are going to be feelings and emotions that you need to place into your sales copy, that you need to place into your storytelling, that you need to place on your live streams and your social media, when you're doing media interviews. There are emotional triggers that you need to have for your business so that people know who you are, and better yet, they can connect with you and they build that chemistry with you. They build that connection with you. Emotions in your business are necessary and needed. That's the whole point of this. And the biggest misconception is that you're using PR and publicity for fame, when in all actuality, when you're working with me, we aren't using it for fame. We're using it to attract your target market in whatever facet you need. All right, so I'm out today. But I thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm here live, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. And yeah, I definitely hope that you all will book a call so we can talk about it.